The TXN podcast is partnered with Woo More Play. Woo is an all-natural personal lubricant made with all-natural ingredients. It has virgin coconut oil that kills germs and increases sex drive, vanilla essence to promote sexual arousal and act as a mood enhancer, beeswax to promote relaxation and to rehydrate, and lastly stevia for more natural germ fighting and to sweeten the whole experience. Use the link in the description to support this podcast and Woo More Play, or simply go to bit.ly/TXN Lube. Once again, that's bit.ly/TXN Lube.
Hey everybody, welcome to the TXN podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jane. I'm here to help you get harder, faster, and go stronger, longer. And I'm here with the lovely Jezebel Phoenix.
Hey.
And we're actually, for the first time in a while, actually recording. YouTube hasn't been nice to people lately.
No.
So I don't expect to make any money off of this.
Right.
Like, to be honest, like, I'm not even gonna monetize it because it would be demonetized immediately. Right. You know, it's like, honestly, I had my YouTube channel back in the day when they would actually like do semi invite you to be a YouTube partner.
I remember it was like it would give you a thing and it would tell you like if you start getting this many views, then they'll start paying you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I even have like a custom like URL and everything else. And it's just like I've had it for a long time. But the problem is, right after that, they started changing the rules and everything, and all of a sudden, like, my videos started getting taken down.
Is YouTube and Facebook owned by the same people?
No. YouTube is owned by the Alphabet company.
Okay.
And I think, like, you know, when it comes to corporate acquisitions,
exactly.
That could change today or tomorrow. Like, but as far as I remember, it's owned by the Alphabet company.
Okay.
Well, Google, and then Google is owned by the Alphabet company.
Okay. So, yeah, like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram seem to be having like this whole.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram, because, you know, first Facebook bought Instagram a while back. So it's just like anything that you see on Facebook is going to be on Instagram and vice versa. But even though they're saying that Facebook isn't viable anymore, but I kind of don't trust that.
I don't either. I just think they're saying that in an attempt to be like, oh, we don't have it.
Right.
But it's like, when I used to have Facebook, I would get suspended for 30 days. Mm-hmm. And it would be like, I wouldn't even post news. It would just be somebody would report on a picture and it'd be like, oh, you suspended.
They have that kind of thing where it's just like they'd rather take it down than make a chance. Exactly.
But then the crazy part is like, I'll see somebody being beheaded on Facebook.
Right. Same thing on Instagram. They have that little thing over it. It's not like they don't know what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like for sensitive media, like click here, and it's just like, okay, so you can show me, like, I recorded it, but there was this video that they showed me where a guy literally jumps off of a building.
Okay.
Hits the ground hard, bounces, and like you can see him bleeding and everything, and I'm just like, so this can be.
And that's appropriate for kids, but me in a bikini is going to just scar the children so bad.
And then I was really upset because I remember at one point they showed me an ad that was for these guys who were throwing an event in Atlanta or something like that, but there was nudity in it. And I was just like, wait a minute, you're going to send me an ad? I put it all over Twitter. Like, you can probably still find the Twitter post. Actually, you guys go to my Twitter, like, you know, at Triple Exposure. Go ahead and say yours so they know.
At All Hail Jezebel. That's HAIL Jezebel.
Now on mine, if you look, you will definitely find this video that I put out where Instagram sent me an ad with nudity in it, and I recorded it and put it up.
Crazy.
And it's like I had it as like my story for a while, and then I had it on Twitter as well because I was upset because I'm just like, they're censoring my stuff all the time, and then like here it is, you actually sent me an ad with nudity in it.
I've had my Instagram in the past 2 months deleted 7 times.
Wow. Yeah, I know a lot of like adult
and
entertainers
it's like,
that have that problem.
No nudity, no coded language, just the OnlyFans link. and it'll be like nipples
I actually
blurred
fought
out.
one. I actually fought one recently when I advertised my OnlyFans.
Okay.
And they actually put it back. So I was surprised. Look, that look on your face was me. When I woke up in the morning, it was just like, I was like, they put it back? Oh, really? Is this real life? Am I getting pranked? Where's Ashton Kutcher? Like,
right. Oh my gosh, is Instagram never, like they barely ever, especially if you lose your account, they never message you.
No, I've never known anybody get their account back.
No.
Like, every now and then somebody, like what happened with me, I'll win on, like, a particular post. But when it comes down to, like, when Instagram takes away a profile, like, in most cases, unless you're somebody who has millions of followers or something like that, actually has, like, a contact or something.
If I was Kylie Jenner, I'm sure I could have got my account.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's the thing that everybody gets pissed about on YouTube or Instagram or anything else. Is, like, the Jenners pretty much get away. Like, the Kardashians get away with everything.
Yes.
It's just like you can post whatever you want.
Like Kim Kardashian can legit post like a butt ass naked.
Yep.
And then just like do the little basic blur, and she's good.
Right. Anybody else does it?
If you have a areola.
I've seen that if you have like over 1 million followers or something like that, you're given a lot more leeway on what you post.
Once you're verified, you can
actually. I follow a lot of models who aren't verified, but they do have
they got
over 1 million. Well, actually, sometimes even over 500,000.
I think because then you're making the money.
Exactly.
And then now
it's
they
about
can't
money.
afford
That's why they
to
showed me an ad
exactly.
with nudity in it.
That
is because
is such bullshit.
I know, right? I blurred out like the people's name and everything like that, like whose ad it was and everything. Yeah. But I'm not trying to I'm not mad at them.
No, you're mad at
I'm mad at
server.
Instagram.
Right.
It's just like, why did you do that? Like, that's really gross. Like, I understand that you have to make money as a business, but don't make this red line and be like, you can't post anything that might be detrimental to children unless you give me money.
I had a picture where I legit was like, my back was to the camera, you can see my face, I was in the bathtub, and I had on like, you couldn't see my chest at all. You could just see I had on a G-string, but you could see it. And they said that it was sexually suggestive, so I messaged them and was like, but I see these pictures all the time.
Right.
And they were like,
I've seen worse from the Sports Illustrated. They're just, they're just
smaller.
Painted. Like, not only, actually, some of them are larger. Like, more recently, they actually did a plus size.
Really?
Run. Yeah.
Like a real plus size or like the fashion model plus size?
I can't remember her name now, but the one that became really famous.
She's like Latina, I think. She's,
But she's really thick.
She's like a 16 or 17,
They just ran her, and I'm just amazing. But it's just and because it really is harder for BBW models, especially when it comes down to when they wear something that might be a little risque. It's just all they see is all that flesh, and it's just take it straight off.
That, and then I think it's unfortunate for BBW models because if you aren't trying to necessarily be in the adult industry, people still kind of push you into it.
Right.
Versus like
a fetish or something.
Exactly. Versus like a girl who might be like a 0 or a 1. If she puts on lingerie, people are like, oh, it's cool. She's edgy. She's expressing herself. She can be seen more as like an artistic model. And that's the part that kind of sucks.
Well, actually, why don't you tell everybody how we met and everything?
Oh, on Twitter, because he's awesome and I'm awesome. So,
she's playing me up.
So that part's cool. And I want to shoot new stuff. It's been a while. So, yay.
So, you're going to be seeing a lot more work between us and everything.
Yes.
And one thing I have to say is, she has to be one of the coolest models that I've met recently. It's just I think it started where I actually
I messaged you first.
Yeah, you messaged me first, which was I was crazy because I saw she followed me.
Right.
And I was like, okay, cool. And it's because I know her from another website. And I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know she had a Twitter. Okay, cool. So I followed her back, and then I literally a couple minutes later, I had a message, and I'm like,
what?
I thought it was one of those automated messages.
Hey,
from,
check out my OnlyFans.
I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Let me clear this. And I look going, and it's just oh, it looks like she's talking to me. So I sent a message back, and she's like, I was like, oh, it's really cool. Usually, people don't really message you or anything like that. It's just the thing that I usually send out. And she was like, yeah, you know, it's just like I like to be nice to everybody. I'm like, oh wow, this isn't a robot. This is real.
It's a real person.
Okay, let's do this.
Not somebody trying to charge me.
Right. You know, I'm just like, all right, let's go then. You know, it's just like so. You know, it's just like usually. It's, you know, models don't like reach out to me and everything. She was like, oh yeah, I was thinking, you know, I looked at your stuff. I might want to shoot some stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yay. And it's just like, you know, she was really respectful and everything. So other photographers in Atlanta and everything is just like, if you want to work with a really cool model, she's amazing. I am. Like, she's absolutely amazing. So far, no complaints whatsoever.
Yay.
Like, at all.
I'm sorry.
But... So it's just like let's go with the generic stuff and get that out of the way first.
Okay.
So, how long have you been in adult entertainment?
The shipping count?
Yes, it counts. Yeah.
Okay. Probably like 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years.
Yeah. I started off dancing like in Miami, and apparently I found out I was too nice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So well, I get that. She is really nice. So
yeah, in Miami, like the dancers are very aggressive.
Okay.
In the black
club.
Well,
you know, Cardi B came from like, you know, like the Florida Miami scene.
Yes,
and everything.
It's like it puts Atlanta clubs to shame. Like I don't care what nobody says because it's like the rules that. Like in Atlanta clubs, only the favorites get to do what they want to do without getting like suspended or fired. But in Miami, like everybody will do. Like in Georgia, it's a legal law that if I sit in your lap and your legs are open in a strip club and my legs are closed, that's illegal. I can't be on all fours naked in the club. Of course, everybody does it.
I know, right? I'm just sitting here
but
like,
they're all
but they
laws
do it.
so that if the police ever decide they want to raid the club, then they can arrest.
I've been in the club when it was raided before.
Which one? Can you say?
Yeah, it's close.
Pleasers?
No, it's I've been to Pleasers before. I didn't like it. It was a Gallardi club. It was Pink Pony South.
Oh.
Yeah. It used to be like one of my favorite. Like
the
shout out to the little blondie,
that.
You know, bartender wherever you are. Hit me up again. She was like my best friend though.
Really?
Like that was back still in like I think the MySpace days. So it was,
I
like,
heard like Pink Pony South was like it was so cool.
Dude, it was awesome. They had like so many people. Like me and my wife used to go like all the time.
Okay.
And it's just like we had like our regular dancers and everything. We had, like I said, I was best friends with the bartender, so I always got in for free. I still somewhere probably have some free passes for the Pink Pony South. And it's just like, you know, that's where I met somebody else that I work with too.
Okay.
Who used to work at the Pink Pony North.
Okay.
So it's just like Gallardi clubs were always like my favorites because like had a certain like atmosphere to it. Really like those. And like the first one that shut down was Crazy Horse. And I actually, I'm gonna be honest, I dated a stripper from that one.
Crazy Horse?
Yeah.
How was that?
She was cool though. Like how was dating her? Or
yeah, or how was I never went to Crazy Horse. I heard good things about Crazy Horse.
Was a beast. Mainly because like they hired like a more wide, diverse like. Okay, so you will find like your small dancers there.
Okay.
Like, you know, your little petite girls with a nice little bubble.
Right.
Then there was also like 3 of them. Like one was white.
Okay.
That were like the BBW dancers, but like with those impossible like bodies where it's just like semi-flat stomach, but like shoes like ass just like about like. I was just like, oh my god, there were 3 of them.
Okay.
Then there were like, you know, like your model types.
Okay.
Like pretty much whatever you wanted, you could find. Like
that
the one that I was dating, she was like one of the older women. Yeah. It didn't work out though because like
insecurities.
I don't know. I mean, well, actually, if like I'm supposed to be interviewing her, but you know, I guess it's like, you know, you get to know me too. But the story is like, you know, I actually was in the club. Actually, the first night I went, I was there to see the fight, the UFC fight. You know,
okay.
It's like they were always like, that's one thing I like about Gallardi clubs. They always have the UFC fight on.
In the club.
In the club. Yeah.
Oh.
So I was just sitting there watching the fight. I wasn't trying to get a dance or anything like that. I'm just trying to watch the fight. I already paid the cover. And, you know, I'm used to the dancers walking up and they're like, do you want to dance? And I'm like, no. Do you want to dance?
Right.
Like, no.
Then they suck their teeth and walk off.
I know. I was just like, actually, you know, usually at the Crazy Horse, they were really cool. They didn't do the whole suck their teeth thing. They were just like, okay, sweetheart, I'll see you out. I'll go over here. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay.
So she had come by a couple of times, and then she actually pulled up a chair and sat down next to me.
Okay, I like
and started like asking me questions about the fight, and everything like that. Now, so I was teaching her about UFC, and teaching her about like the undercards and everything, and like it was a really good vibe.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, cool. So I was just like, she's probably working me,
right,
and everything like that. But she earned it. So I was like, okay, I'll get a dance. So she starts dancing on me and everything, and like she gets close and she's like, you smell so good. And I was like, okay, she's working me like
right, but
tip.
still,
Cool.
okay, I like it.
And she was just like, she leans close to my ear and she starts like whispering to him. She's like, like you smell so good. It's just like, I'm starting to turn myself on dancing on you. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm like,
you're like, I ain't bothered.
I'm like, cool, okay.
But
I usually don't do that. I'm like, okay, I'll play along. Like, so okay, cool. So you're turning yourself on. So what are you gonna do?
okay.
And she was just like, well, I can give you my number. And I'm just like, don't give me your number unless we can't,
Right.
meet up outside the club. And she's like, we can do that. So I ended up getting her number and everything. And like literally like by the next weekend, we met up at like a room and we had a good time. But
Word.
I will say that's one of my craziest sex stories ever, to be honest.
Word.
Some stuff happened that I wasn't like expecting. Like, it wasn't one of those moments where, like, you wasn't ready. No, that wasn't it. I mean, it was her that wasn't ready. I'm going to save that story for another time, but
Really?
it was wild. It had me off of, like, older women for a little bit.
Really?
Because, like, it kind of scared me. And that's all you're going to see on YouTube.
Okay.
So, if you want to get the rest of the podcast, you're going to have to go to SoundCloud. Go to SoundCloud/triple exposure. I'm going to put the link at the bottom. It's like, I don't even know you can see my fingers right now. So, maybe my fingers all over. So, head to the SoundCloud to get the rest of the podcast. And,